Oh, this is good. Republican Congress members are absolutely terrified right now, and they are panicking as Democratic Congress members from other districts are going into the red Republican congressional districts. And get this, the Democrats are getting standing ovations by the constituents of these Republican congressional districts. The most recent example of this, Democratic Congress member Eric Swalwell went into the California 20th congressional district, a seat held by MAGA Republican Congresswoman Young Kim, and she's too afraid to hold a town hall. So Congressmember Swalwell from a completely different district, he shows up, he holds this town hall that is hugely attended, and he gets a standing ovation. Watch the standing ovation. Here, play this clip. And watch how brilliant this was as Democratic Congress member Eric Swalwell speaks to the constituents, again, of this Republican congressional district held by MAGA Republican Congresswoman Young Kim. And Congressmember Swalwell just says, are you better off right now than you were before? What about Donald Trump making you these promises that he was going to lower prices, end wars? Isn't he making things much, much worse? Watch Congressmember Swalwell at this town hall. Here, play this clip.
You were promised lower prices on day one. Yes. By a show of hands, how many of you are feeling those lower prices? You were promised an end to all wars on day one. How many of you have seen an end to those wars? You were promised that Social Security would not be touched. How many of you are on Social Security? Wow. But it's okay if they touch it, right? Because it's really just a government program, right? You didn't pay into it, did you? No? You paid into that? Yes. So if you were promised lower costs on day one and your costs are going up, fewer wars on day one, and we're adding conflicts to the map, and that your Social Security wouldn't be touched, and they're firing the people who take care of you, and also putting at risk the payout that you have paid your own money into, I would understand why you're so pissed off, and on a Thursday night, you came to your community center and wanted to see your representative. Donald Trump is 0 for 150. He promised on day one, we're on day 150, and he's let you down. But you know what? You have a local member of Congress, and she's supposed to be accountable to you. Young Kim refuses to hold a town hall. She's been ordered by Republican leadership to not speak to you. You shouldn't have to pay to go to a fundraiser to talk to your member of Congress. So, to that, I say, to hell with her. I'll show up, I'll talk to you, and we'll get some things done tonight.
Now, one of the things that the constituents of this red congressional district were very concerned about, and they were glad that Congressmember Swalwell was talking about it, was the issue of due process. And so watch this. Congressmember Swalwell is crushing it at this town hall. So then like 2 Trump supporters start to come and they start having a bullhorn, and they're outside and they start chanting, Swalwell sucks, Swalwell sucks. And they go, Trump, 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 Trump. And then Congressmember Swalwell's like, I'm going to prove a point. Donald Trump would have those people arrested, have masked ICE agents, throw them in concentration camps. He goes, they think that bothers me? It doesn't bother me at all. Let's talk about what matters to you, the people of the 20th Congressional District in California. Here, play this clip.
So I want to know what's going on with, especially the due process issue. You know, I get it. It happens. People get deported. important than anyone here. At the same time, there is a due process, there is a constitution in this country, and that's why all this is different. What are we going to do about that?
We're not going to lose the process. We're not going to lose it. It's the cornerstone of what makes us different than Russia or China. These assholes outside can say whatever they want. I'm not going to listen. It doesn't hurt my feelings. Donald Trump would have had them removed and handcuffed, but that's the beauty of this country. That's what makes us different from everyone else.
And Congressmember Swalwell continues, and he talks about the Republicans who are in the crowd. Here, play this clip.
I also understand that we have some Republicans here. I've talked to a few of you who are in the audience. And I want to thank you for coming tonight. I really do. I want to thank you for coming tonight, because your concerns are honest concerns. This is not what many of you signed up for, and I know that because I was raised by two Republicans. I married a girl from Southern Indiana whose mom, until she retired last year, was Mike Pence's dentist. I'm not kidding. I have to go on Fox News. That's the only way my parents will see me on TV. They're not catching me on any of the other channels. So I get the language and the culture, and this is not their party. What we saw outside, that's not the cruelty, the chaos, that's not their party. I also want to congratulate you. The attendance here tonight is bigger than what showed up for Trump's birthday. We've confirmed it. You beat the birthday numbers.
Here, Congressmember Swalwell refers to Donald Trump as a mad king. Play this clip.
You're going to the streets because Donald Trump is going after immigrants in our community, otherwise known as our friends and neighbors who came to America because they believed in the power of America, rewarding their hard work. But you're also here because we have a mad king who is locking up anyone who dissents. And let's just take a look at who he has put in jail or deported in just the last couple weeks. A judge in Wisconsin, a colleague of mine from New Jersey indicted, a senior senator from our state arrested and in humiliating fashion thrown to the floor and having his arms put behind his back and put in handcuffs. And a couple weeks ago, they deported a 4-year-old American citizen battling cancer. A 4-year-old American citizen battling cancer. So somewhere between the 4-year-old and the senior senator is the rest of us. So if he could do it to any of them, he can do it to you. And that's why we're not going away. Republicans scream all the time about the Second Amendment. But the First Amendment is first. Because what it says is that you can lock up and try and detain and restrict the freedom of a single individual. But you can't stop all of our voices. And he won't.
Struggling to stay focused? I suffer from staring at screens all day? Then listen up, because the Remarkable Paper Pro might just be the productivity upgrade you've been waiting for. So what's a paper tablet? It's everything you love about paper, the feel, the freedom, the focus, but supercharged with digital features. The all-new Remarkable Paper Pro is their 3rd generation paper tablet. It's thin, sleek, and feels just like writing on real paper, but it also converts handwriting into text, includes a built-in reading light, productivity templates, and more. Here's my Remarkable Pro. It's honestly made note-taking fun for me. I mean, look at that. How cool is that right there? And as someone who's not the most organized, it's great knowing that all my notes are saved and I could always access them easily. And here's the best part. No social media, no inbox, no distractions, just pure focus. Whether I'm in meetings or brainstorming ideas, this device keeps me in the zone, and it's made from premium materials with a gorgeous 11.8-inch display and a 2-week battery life. Try it risk-free for 100 days. If it's not a game changer, you get your money back. Get your paper tablet at remarkable.com today. That's remarkable.com.
And then Congressmember Swalwell talks about messaging and the issues that he thinks need to be emphasized right now. And he says it shouldn't be a political thing. This should be a human thing. Here, let's play this clip.
Somebody who is willing to support a president that would cut and eliminate FEMA is not serious about addressing wildfires. I mean, we need FEMA, not just in California, in Florida, in Georgia, in North Carolina, in red states. It's a collective agreement we all have that it could happen to any of our communities. And this is more serious of an issue than rake the floor of your forest. And then, sir, yes, we can't do enough to call them out on what they're doing, who they're hurting. But I would really focus on this bill that Young Kim has already voted for once, the president's top priority, which kicks 15 million people off of their health care, gets rid of food stamps, puts a 10-year moratorium on any AI regulation. That is crazy. Nothing that has ever been invented will change our lives more than AI. It seems like something we would want to have guardrails on, especially if we're thinking about our kids. And she voted to put a 10-year moratorium. We may not even be like running anything ourselves if we let a 10-year moratorium go, right? Like that is insane to me. But here's another prediction for you. The last Republican who held this seat, one of the last Republicans who held a seat in Orange County, Mimi Walters, Kevin McCarthy told her, vote for the president's tax cut. Even if it gets rid of the state and local tax deduction, you're going to be fine. What did you all do? You threw her out. The Senate today announced that the Republicans from New York who had negotiated an increase to the state and local tax deduction, that they're not going to go along with it. Do you think that Young Kim is going to say, well, I'm not voting for it then? No. She's going to Mimi Walters, y'all. She's going to do another Mimi. And so are we. So I think focusing on that is the most important issue, is that you're taking from people who need healthcare the most to give tax cuts to people who need more money the least. The question that was asked is, why won't Republicans confront Donald Trump? First, I don't work in Congress. I work in pro wrestling. Right after I spoke on the Senate floor during the second impeachment of Donald Trump, I presented the law enforcement piece of the trial because of my dad being a cop, my brothers being cops. I was a prosecutor. And so we took a long break. I went to the senator's only bathroom, which I was allowed to use because I was a prosecutor in the Senate trial. And next to me in the bathroom, washing his hands, right next to the sink where I was washing mine, is Ted Cruz. And he reaches across and says, with his fist out, "Hey, we've never met. I'm Ted." And I looked at him like he had three heads, like three-head Ted, because he was just scorching me the night before by name on Fox News. And I was like, "Hey, Ted." And you know what he said to me? He said, he could tell I was a little surprised that he was even talking to me. He said, "I want you to know you're doing a really good job out there." Now I'm just floored. He goes, "No, I mean it." He goes, "You're doing a really, really good job out there." And it occurred to me, oh, this guy doesn't even believe his own bullshit. Like it's just an act. When the cameras are on and we're in the chamber or he's on TV, he's one persona. And he's just hitting me over the head with the steel chair because he thinks that's what's entertaining to the fans, who I call constituents. And when it's just two guys in the bathroom and he wants to bro out, he can be himself. I will tell you, I would much rather deal with Marjorie Taylor Greene. If she sees me, she wants to kill me. Like, I respect somebody who believes their own crazy because I at least know how to deal with them. I think the worst thing is somebody who is just doing what they think is popular and entertaining. So you have that problem. That's a large chunk of them. That's Matt Gaetz, Ted Cruz, a bunch of them. It's an act. It's a total act. Then in the gym or at the Dunkin' Donuts line at the Longworth cafeteria, I've had conversations with my friends who are Republicans, and what they tell me is their spouses, their kids are telling them, don't be the tallest poppy in the field. Yeah. If you speak up, if you vote against him, that brings hell on our family. I can't go to church. We can't go to the country club. Our kids are going to be harassed at school. That may all be true, and I've lived that life. But to me, get another job. Get another job. Like Senator Murkowski said that she was the first Republican to vocalize what they tell me privately, that she's scared. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, like, I hope I serve with people who are otherwise employable. Like, this isn't the only job that you can get because you're in the arena and the stakes are high and we're all counting on them to do what's right, even if it means being uncomfortable.
And by the way, it is notable that Donald Trump keeps getting disastrous poll numbers. The latest from Reuters Ipsos is that the way Donald Trump has handled the protests in Los Angeles, he's like -15, -30 amongst independents. I think just -15 overall. Let me show you right here. This is how they had to cover it on CNN this morning after CNN was trying to feed everybody the lie that Donald Trump's ICE raids in LA were popular and deeply unpopular. Here, play this clip.
I think we can say that Donald Trump has lost the political battle when it comes to what has happened out in Los Angeles. Donald Trump's net approval rating on the Los Angeles process. Look at this. Overall, way underwater at -15 points. How about among independents or those who don't identify with either major party? Way even lower. Look at that. -24 points on the net approval rating. And of course, this is happening on what should be one of Donald Trump's, in fact, the best issue for Donald Trump, immigration. And yet when it comes to these Los Angeles protests, 15 points underwater overall and 24 points underwater among independents. No good.
Well, and there you have it, folks. Great stuff. We'll keep you posted every step of the way. Hit subscribe and let's get to 5 million subscribers.
Can't get enough Meidas? Check out the Meidas Plus Substack for ad-free articles, reports, podcasts, daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, and more. Sign up for free now at MeidasPlus.com.